Following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Play on, and Anderson is going to launch for three. It's good!
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike. All he has to do is throw him out, and the West Fargo Patriots are your 2022 state champions.
Now it's game time. Let's head up to the broadcast booth for the pregame show right now on Magnitude Sports.
All right, welcome to the fort here at DGF High School in Glendon, Minnesota on this actually not too bad. It's really nice outside, or at least it was when I drove into the parking lot about 30-40 minutes ago. So it should be a fun one here tonight. These two, when they've come together, they've had some nail biters. Matter of fact, the last two times these teams have met, the game has gone into overtime. I'm not saying it's going to go into overtime tonight, but I mean, it certainly could. Don't let the win-loss records of these two teams deceive you any whatsoever. We're going to get more into that here in a couple of moments on your pregame show coming up here on Magnitude Sports.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
All right, welcome back. All right, welcome back here to your pregame show here. So I just got a name pronunciation confirmation from one of the EGF parents, and she helped me out earlier with the rest of them, and now I got the final one that I was in need of. So thank you very much. I'm not sure who that was, but thank you very much. And once again, we're looking at a matchup here that the win-loss record on paper is very deceiving. If you were to put these two teams side by side on paper and look strictly at their win-loss record, you'd think that the DGF Rebels would have a cakewalk tonight. Not even close to being the case. DGF Rebels, let's start with them. They are 10-2 on the season. They come in with a section record of 7-1, a conference record of 6-0. They are 3-0 when playing at home, so they have not lost yet, but if they are going to be handed a loss, it could be tonight. I mentioned earlier in our pregame show that the last time these two teams met, the games went to overtime on both occasions, with the most recent of the one being on January 24th of 2022, so 1 day shy of 1 year ago today, these two teams met up in East Grand Forks on the Green Waves home court, and DGF would come back home to Glendon with an 83-76 overtime victory over the East Grand Forks Green Wave. The Rebels, they started the season with a 66-64 win over a very good Pelican Rapids team. They would go to the Moorhead tournament and go and split. They'd play 2 games, fall by 4 points, 80-76 to Moorhead, and a 65-51 win over Zimmerman. Out of that tournament, they would fall to Thief River Falls, which is the only team that has a higher points per game average than East Grand Forks does in the 8AA class right now. Thief River Falls would knock off the DGF Rebels 66-53 up in Thief River Falls. The Rebels would come back home and pick up a 20-point victory over the Frazee Hornets, 68-48. They would go back on the road and they would win both of their road games, one at Crookston, one at Breckenridge, 83-47 over the Pirates and 93-77 over the Cowboys. And then they would have a win over the Perham Yellow Jackets, and they would hand the Yellow Jackets what, as of today, be their only loss of the season so far. And it came in overtime, and they just barely squeaked it out. It was a home game for the Rebels. 57-56 was the final over the Perham Yellow Jackets, who coming into that game were undefeated. And as I mentioned a moment ago, that's still their only loss of the season up to this point. After that overtime victory with Perham, they would take care of business on the road at Park Rapids, 83-53 over the Panthers. And then they will come into this game winning 3 more after that Panthers game. 71-56 on the road against the Holly Nuggets, 72-68 on the road against the Detroit Lake Lakers, and a 61-60 win at Barnesville, a game you saw here on Magnitude Sports back on Saturday. That brings them into today's game against East Grand Forks. After tonight, they have home games against Breckenridge, Kindred, North Dakota. Then they go to Fargo to take on the Oak Grove Grovers, another North Dakota team. And then they go to Frazee to take on the Hornets. And then they have a rematch with Barnesville on February 3rd to kick off the month of February. For the East Grand Forks Green Wave, 6 wins, 5 losses on the season. Like I said, don't let that fool you. More in a moment here on that. They are 2-3 in section play, 2-1 in conference play. They are 1-3 when playing on the road, so they have struggled. But like I said earlier, if DGF is going to get their first home loss of tonight is probably one of 2 teams on the remaining schedule that might be able to do that. We'll see. The Green Wave have a little bit more success at home when they play. They are 5-2. The Green Waves QRF ranking is 61.7, while the Rebels are ranked at 90.3. Rebels, with that QRF ranking, are ranked 8 out of 126 in Class 8AA, or I should just say AA. And then the East Grand Forks Green Wave ranked 45th in AA. With that, the Green Wave are ranked 150 in the state, while the DGF Rebels are ranked 65th out of 412 teams in the state. For the East Grand Forks Green Wave, they started the season with a 67-45 win on the road at Lancaster, taking on Kittson County Central. And then they would fall at Grand Forks Central, a North Dakota East Region Class A team, by the score of 77-59. Those two always get together early in the season. And then a win over Sacred Heart, 78-63. And then their season kind of took off from there as far as points per game. They scored 70 in a 93-70 loss at Thief River Falls. And then they picked up a 91-49 win over the Roseville Rams at home. They would drop one to Pelican Rapids, 64-59 at home. They would bounce back with 2 wins in a row, one over Fertile Beltrami and one over Crookston. 78-69 over the Falcons and 82-52 over the Pirates. But then they would fall to Red Lake County 70-59, bounce back with a 71-58 win over Foston. And then on Saturday, they would fall in a heartbreaker. In overtime, they would fall to the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines 96-93. Whew, that's a high-scoring game. And so that's why I say don't let that 6-5 record fool you, because some of those losses are against, one of them's against a North Dakota opponent. 2 of them are not in the conference, or the section, I should say. And then the rest of them inside the section were fairly decent battles. So, and then that 96-93 loss in overtime against Wadena Deer Creek. Anybody who can put up 93 points against Wadena Deer Creek should be put into the very good basketball team category, because Wadena Deer Creek is a monster this year. So, man, what I wouldn't have done to trade my evening to be at that game and watch it in person, that would, or even better, broadcast it. But I don't even remember what I was doing that night. But that certainly is a fun game. So that brings them into tonight's game here in Glendon against the DGF Rebels. After tonight, they have another rematch with Thief River Falls, and then they're on the road at Black Duck to finish off the month of January. They kick off February at home against the Park Rapids Area Panthers on Thursday, February 2nd. That's a look at these two teams side by side. We're about 3 minutes away from the opening tip. Let's go ahead and take a look at your keys of the game. And let's go ahead and just turn them all on. For the East Grand Forks Green Wave, conservative three-point shooting. Only take that three-pointer if you have a wide open look. Defend the paint and force DGF to shoot from the outside. They're going to hit some of those threes, but if you let them get into the paint, they're gonna dominate. And then limit the turnovers. That's going to be very, very key in this one. If they can hold on to the ball and not give DGF some extra opportunities to score points, that's going to be critical to pick up a W here tonight. For the DGF Rebels, do not underestimate. Like I said, DGF 10-2, East Grand Forks 6-5. But don't come in here and think that it's going to be an easy win against a team with 5 losses, because we already discussed the quality of opponents in those 5 losses for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. A high of 65. What do I mean by that? If DGF can keep East Grand Forks under 65 points, they should be able to pick up a win tonight. DGF is averaging in the low to mid 70s, and there were a couple games where they had over 90. So you could push that, maybe safely say that they average just shy of 80 points a game for the Green Wave. And then for the DGF Rebels, play your game in your house. This is your home court. Defend it. Take care of the other 2 keys to the game, and DGF should be able to pick up a win tonight. But like I said, it's easier said in writing than it is actually on the court. That's where the game is played. That's where the game will be decided. This should be a fun one. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with your starting lineups here in about a minute or so on the Magnitude Sports Network. Be right back. Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call, 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com. All right, we'll turn it over to the PA announcer here for the opening announcements. The band will be playing the national anthem, so we'll keep it live for that national anthem as we wrap up your pregame show here in just a couple minutes.
One of the goals of high school athletics is learning lifetime values, including sportsmanship. Each one of us is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this competition at a high level of good sportsmanship. The officials for tonight's game are registered by the Minnesota State High School League and have been selected for their demonstrated ability to officiate. The officials for tonight's contest are Craig Samuelson, Matt Samuelson, and Daryl Olson. We now ask that you stand if you are able, remove any headwear, and remain at attention as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed by the DGF Pep Band, led by Josh Arnold. Hey, great job, guys. Great job.
All right, nice job there by the DGF Pet Band on the national anthem. And now your starting lineups, and they'll start with the Green Wave, and we'll do our best to get you a decent look at that through the crowd. Your starters for the 6-5 East Grand Forks Green Wave under head coach Josh Perkowitz will be the sophomore number 1, Austin Rustling, the junior number 2, Clyde Anderson, the junior number 10, Drew Carpenter, the senior number 14, Cooper Smith, and the senior number 32, Caleb Zedlick. Once again, I want to say thanks to one of the EGF parents for helping me out with some of those name pronunciations. All right, and now for your DGF Rebels. Your starters are going to be the 6-foot senior guard, number 2, Carson Steichen. The 6'1 senior guard, number 3, Drew Sheely. The 6'6 senior guard, number 10, Owen Leach. The 6-foot junior guard, number 15, Austin Anderson. And last but not least, the 6'5 senior forward, number 30, Grant Anderson. And it's worth noting that the 6'6 senior, number 10, Owen Leach, is chasing the 1,000 rebound. If he can get 17 rebounds tonight, he will be there. If he gets 18, he'll pass it. Another number he's close to, but likely, well, unless some phenomenal thing happens, he won't reach it tonight. But the school record, held by Drake Driscoll, who graduated in 2007, scored 2,308 points while he was a DGF Rebel. Owen Leach right now at 2,229 points, so he needs 79 points to tie that record, 80 points to break that record. At what he's averaging, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he gets that over the next 4 or 5 games. He's not going to get it tonight, not unless something phenomenal happens, but he will get it in probably in the next 3 to 4 or 5 games at the maximum would be my guess, barring any injuries or anything like that. We'll put 18 minutes onto the clock. And we are underway. And the first points go to the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Here's Sheely with it. He goes into the hoop, and he scores. 2-2. It's our first tie of the game. Back the other way, that is... I didn't see who scored that one. I think it was Clyde Anderson. And I can't see the player scoreboard from the other end where I'm sitting.
Leach with the hoop in the heart.
And Leach hits the free throw. So Owen Leach now 79 points shy of the school record held by Jake Driscoll, who graduated in 2007. Here's Cooper Smith with the basketball. He'll hand it off there for Anderson. Anderson backs up, being guarded closely there by Austin Anderson. And now a high post jumper there out of the hands of Drew Carpenter, and it bounces in. 6-5 our score. And that one rolls off the rim, and it's snagged there by Austin Rustling for the Green Wave. He'll dribble over to the far side. He'll set up the offense with the Green Wave leading by 1 here on the Ratsos Pool Hall scoreboard. They'll work it out to Carpenter. Carpenter stops at the free throw line, pumps it out for Clyde Anderson. Anderson with a left-handed dribble tries to back up his defender, now puts it into the corner here. Drew Carpenter for a 3. That one's off the mark, it will not go, and the rebound comes down to Grant Anderson. And Anderson getting tangled up here, needs a little bit of help, gets it into the hands of Carson Steichen. Steichen with a right-handed dribble, fires it out to the corner. 3-pointer on the way out the front of the rim, it will not go. And the rebound is snagged by Austin Rustling. Rustling will bring it down himself, and nearly taken away there, but Clyde Anderson able to hang on to it. He'll dish it off to Carpenter. Three's off the mark. Offensive board, feed across the paint, down low, it's up and in. And that is Isaac Helland, I believe. No, number 32, Caleb Zedlick, excuse me. There was an extra 2 on that. Inside 16 minutes to go on a nice strong move up down low for Owen Leach. So now 8-7, Rebels still within a point, but after the 2-2 tie, it's been all EGF up to this point. That was a 2-pointer from just inside the line. That was scored by Drew Carpenter. He has 4 points tonight now. Here's Leach with it. Leach dribbling down towards the baseline. He'll turn around, find Grant Anderson, loose ball, and that is the first turnover of the game. And it's a breakaway back the other way for Rustling, and he scores. 2 points for Rustling and a 12-7 lead for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Once again, this game up in East Grand Forks, 1 day shy of a year ago today. Went to overtime and the Rebels took it 83-76. They have not played since that game. Nice move by Sheely to get that one up and in. I want to say hi to Chris for watching and chiming in on the chat tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in, Chris. Hope you're having a good evening. 3-pointer on the way. Oh, it's going to be a little strong. Offensive rebound. They'll fight for it in the paint, and coming away with it there is Steichen, but a foul. Let's see here. We'll let our clock run down to 14:01. Owen Leach leading with 5 points right now. Drew Sheely behind him with 4. It'll be Leach bringing it up the court here for the Rebels. Leach switches from left to right hand, drives into the paint, scores. Made it look easy too. 7 points for Owen Leach, and it's 12-11, and the Rebels are back within a point. East Grand Forks took the lead at 4-2. They haven't given it up yet, but now DGF has a chance to snag that lead back. All they need is any kind of points on this possession. Here's Grant Anderson. He'll go right to the hoop, and that may have been partially blocked. He gets his own rebound and scores. Nicely done there, Grant Anderson, the 6'5" senior with his first points of the night. They'll work it into the far corner. With the ball, I believe that is, can't see the jersey number. Flip it back over to Rustling. It was tipped by Leach into Rustling's hands. Rustling with those pink shoes, drives in a little strong. Grant Anderson with the rebound. Inside 13 minutes to go now here in the first half. And a 13-12 lead for the DGF Rebels. Sheely has it, pushes in the corner, now down low, and that is still Sheely. Jump ball called. I'll stop the clock with 12:37 to go.
Check in for the Rebels, number 20, Brody Friend, and also number 22, Landon Johnson.
Brody Friend, a 6'1" junior, and Landon Johnson, a 6' junior. Check in for the DGF Rebels. As East Grand Forks finds themselves down for the first time in this game. 13-12. Carpenter fires it into the corner. And that is Caden Vagno, number 31, into the lineup on the far side there for the Green Wave. Vagno with it again. Works it up top for Zedlick. Zedlick in, and he draws the blocking foul.
Blocking fouls on Steichen. That's his
Both
first
teams
one.
have one foul now. And it'll be Zedlick going to the free throw line for the first time tonight for the Green Wave. And he'll miss on the first one. Second one is in. So makes one, misses one, and makes one. And he has 3 points on the night now. Here comes Leach. Leach stops, puts it up, and it rolls off. Defensive board there for the Green Wave, and bringing it up court is Rustling. Rustling will hand it off, catch and shoot three there. That's Caleb Johnson, and it's off the mark, and a whistle. Foul on the Green Wave.
That's his first personal. Lindgren in for the Green Wave.
Here's Leach, 4-3, in and out. Offensive board there by Brody Friend. And now back out to Sheely, and he will try for a three. That one's off the front of the rim. Another offensive board. This one going into the hands of Landon Johnson, and it's taken away by Rustling, and he has a breakaway to the basket, and he scores. (15-13) as East Grand Forks takes the lead. Fadeaway off the baseline for Leach is short. Offensive board also rolls off. And East Grand Forks with a 2-point lead, looking to add to it. It's Chase Lindgren with it. Lindgren up now to Rustling. Rustling, and 2 passes later, they get into the hands of Caleb Johnson. Johnson one dribble, and he throws it away.
Out of bounds for the Rebels. Checking in for the Green Wave, number 23, Brady Lord.
Friend inbounds it for Sheely. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Steichen actually. My apologies. Here's Anderson, and yes, Landon Johnson, excuse me, on that missed shot.
Checking in for the Rebels, number 4, Makai Liedall.
Makai Liedall, a 6-foot junior, checks in for the DGF Rebels. You'll see him on the court wearing number 4 in the black jerseys. Here's Lindgren. Lindgren pushes into the corner there for Brody Lower, junior. And that's through the fingertips and another turnover. Four turnovers for the Green Wave. Here's Liedall with it. Liedall, and sees that one tipped away, and it should stay with DGF, and it does. Leach looking for an inlet, and he gets it into Brody Friend. Friend hands it back off to Leach. Leach with that right-handed dribble, spins in the paint, and he scores. Nicely done there by Owen Leach. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for Owen Leach. And now he's 70 points shy of the school record. Nice drive to the basket there. Cooper Smith couldn't get it to drop in. They'll battle for the rebound. It'll come back to the hands of Anderson. Anderson will slow it down and look to reset potentially here. Needs a little bit of help. Pops it back up to Lindgren. Lindgren hands it off there for Anderson. Anderson being guarded by Liedall. Anderson gets around Liedall into the paint and scores. Nicely done by Clyde Anderson, the junior, for the Green Wave, and it's 17-15. That is already the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 6 ties and lead changes in this game already. Tries to feed it across the paint. May have been partially blocked. And EGF comes away with it, up by 2 and looking to add more to that. Clyde Anderson, who hit the last shot, dishes it off for Lindgren. Lindgren now into the hands of Smith, and Smith dumps it off quickly into the corner there for Brady Lohr. And now a three-pointer on the way for Cooper Smith, and he hits it. Cooper Smith, the senior, hits it from the near wing. And it's a 5-point advantage here for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. As Leach brings it up with the left hand. He stops and misjudges the pass, and chasing it down is Steichen just in front of the half-court stripe. Leadall into the corner for Friend. Friend driving the baseline on a double team, floats one up and in. Nicely done by Brody Friend, the 6'1 junior. 20-17, a one-possession game with 8 minutes and change to go. Grant Anderson picks up the personal. Oh, I'm sorry, it's on Steichen, it's his second. I thought he said 2-1 and not 2. So no foul for Grant Anderson at this point. $7:59 to go in a three-point basketball game. Nice drive to the hoop, and it counts! That's a third team foul, excuse me, for the DGF Rebels. Cooper Smith with the basket, and he'll get the three-point play as well. 6 points now for Cooper Smith as he hit that three earlier. And it's a 6-point advantage for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Anderson, head fakes, now he turns around, long two, off the front of the rim, it will not go. And the rebound comes down to Zedlik. Green Wave will bring it up court, bounce pass for Rustling. Rustling now into the hands of Drew Carpenter. Carpenter feeds it inside. And that's Clyde Anderson working. And a nice pass across to Caleb Zedlik for the basket. Two more, 7 and change to go, and the Green Wave with an 8-point lead now. And the Green Wave fans chanting defense, or at least they got one chant of it in. Austin Anderson up top. Now it's Grant Anderson. There's two Grant Andersons. One wears 30, one wears 21. And that's a turnover. And back the other way is Cooper Smith, and he scores. Cooper Smith has 8 points, and it's a 10-point lead for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. They'll work it up quickly here for Ben Lepard. And now corner three for Leadall is in. Leadall, the 6-foot junior, buries it from the corner. And it's a 7-point game again. East Grand Forks, it's Rustling to the hoop, and he draws a foul.
Falls on the part, that's his first personal. Team's fourth. Rustling to the line.
Rustling will hit it.
Leach back in for the Rebels. Daniel back in for the Green Wave.
East Grand Forks 3 for 4, 75% from the free throw line so far in this contest. Second free throw is also in. Rustling 2 for 2 on that trip as Leach pressured in the backcourt there by Caden Vaniel. And now he'll give it up for Anderson. Anderson drives to the mid post, now down to the baseline, muscles his way and gets it in off the glass. Grant Anderson with 4 points now. 29-22, it remains a 7-point advantage for the Green Wave. Up top there for Drew Carpenter. Now quickly over to Clyde Anderson. Anderson shoots, too strong, and the loose ball rebound finds its way to Grant Anderson. Some Green Wave fans wanting a travel there, not getting it. Inside 6 minutes to go. Leach for a three, too strong. And we talked about them, the keys of the game. East Grand Forks needs to force that outside shooting, and right now it's working for them. They're up 7. Here's Drew Carpenter. And Carpenter gets it. Nice move there. Maybe with a little bit of a lucky bounce, but that was 80% good move. 80% nice move and 20% lucky bounce. Sheely out into the corner, 3 on the way. Yeah, he gets stuck in the rim. Ben Lepard on that 3-point attempt. Jammed it right into the rim. They're going to call a jump ball, and with the possession arrow, DGF will keep the ball. I think that's the first time I've seen a jump ball called on a shot that got stuck in the rim. You don't see it happen too often, but in the past couple seasons, I've seen it happen about maybe 5 or 6 times. Here's Owen Leach with it now. Some crisp passing as they get it to Leach again. Leach, long jumper, too strong. Follow-up, that also will not go. And there's a foul on the rebound attempt. I think it's going on Leach.
Fouls on Leach. That's his first personal. Team's fifth.
Owen Leach picks up his first. Team's fifth with 5 minutes exactly to go here in the first half. Here's Carpenter with it. Fires it over to Anderson. 2 passes later, it's in the corner for Rustling. Back up top for Carpenter. Now near side here for Zedlick. Zedlick, catch and shoot 3. Top of the key, rattles in. Drew Carpenter makes it 34-22. Sheely has it. Sheely spinning. Off the glass and in. Nice job by Drew Sheely. 34-24, a 10-point advantage for the Green Wave. They've built the lead and they've been able to hang on to it. Almost turned the ball over there and almost turned it over again, but a nice job by Rustling to keep his feet in bounds. Now he'll make a move to the hoop. Keeps it a little bit short. Leach grabs the rebound. Not keeping track of rebounds, but when we started this game, he needed 17 rebounds to get to 1,000. Leach up top. Right now, well, and there's a 3 from Austin Anderson. Right now, I don't think DGF cares who gets the rebounds, considering that they were down 10 until that 3 by Austin Anderson. Looking to respond, and they do! Drew Carpenter with back-to-back 3s on back-to-back possessions down the court. It's back to a 10-point advantage at 37-27. Now, we kind of saw this from DGF in the game against Barnesville on Saturday. Barnesville absolutely dominated the first half, and then it was the other way around in the second half. Although the deficit is 10 right now, I think it was about 17 or 23 at one point in that game versus Barnesville, and DGF was able to come back. 3 minutes to go in the first half. 37-27, looking for 40. He's not going to get it. Rebound goes to Lepard. He'll give it up to Leach. Leach crosses the timeline, runs into a double team. Now Lepard. Inside there for Austin Anderson. Back to Leach for a 3. No, that's too strong. And the rebound comes down to Zedlick. Zedlick will give it up for Rustling, and now we have a timeout called by East Grand Forks. 37-27, and the Green Wave fans are very proud of their team right now. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in a moment here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
All right, welcome back to the Fort here at DGF High School, and we have 2.5 minutes to go, and the Green Wave lead 37-27 here in the first half. That one tipped away and turned over and then out of bounds, and it stays with DGF. Inbounds for Leach. Leach fires it to Brody Friend. And now Steichen has it. Sheely, 19-9, got it! Drew Sheely twickles the twine from 19-9. Top of the key, 2 minutes to go, 37-30. It's Chase Lindgren. Gives it up there for Cooper Smith, and it's out of bounds and back to the Rebels.
Out of bounds for the Rebels.
Inbounds pass into the backcourt for Austin Anderson, the 6-foot junior for the Rebels. Being guarded there by Chase Lindgren. Anderson still with it. Fires it to Leach. Leach at the top of the key, gives it up for Sheely. 22-footer off the front of the rim. It will not go. Battle for the rebound underneath. Who has it? Are they going to call jump ball? Yes, they will. I believe that's going to go to the Green Wave. I'm behind the possession arrow. And as I look to my right to the scoreboard, it is indeed going to go to the Green Wave. 90 seconds to go here in the first. Smith lobs a pass here to Anderson. Clyde Anderson stops, pushes in the corner there for Lindgren. Lindgren now rustling at the high post. Tried to feed a pass there for Zedlick, but it's going to go out of bounds, and what's the call? It's going to stay with East Grand Forks. I looked down for a split second, so I'm not sure what the hollering cheers were about. If I had to take a guess, they were originally going to award the ball to DGF, but officials, I think, got it right based upon what I saw on that play. Quick pass to Carpenter. Now into the corner for Rustling. Rustling in a double team. Nice pass to Clyde Anderson, but he cannot connect. And then Anderson takes it away, and that's going to be a jump ball. And the Rebels will get it back with just inside a minute to go here. 55 seconds to go here. 37-30 in favor of the Green Wave. Leach right to the hoop, and it will not drop in. And wrestling away the rebound is Clyde Anderson. He'll bring it up court. Zedlick over to Rustling. And that one was out of bounds, and it's out of bounds and a foul on East Grand Forks.
Fouls on Rustling. That's his second personal. Smith back in for the Green Wave.
Rustling picks up his second personal. And they'll push it into the backcourt with Austin Anderson. 34 seconds and counting. Rebels can hold for the final shot if they choose to do so here. Leach will take it from 21 feet. Swish, he got it.
Leach for three.
That's a big bucket heading into the final seconds of the first half. Pulls the Rebels within 4. We'll see if the Green Wave can respond here in the next 10 seconds. Out of bounds and back to the Rebels. So now DGF has a chance to cut into that deficit even more here. As barring some turnover, they will definitely have the final shot here. Some pressure on Leach, and they will turn it over. And Cooper Smith, and a whistle with 6 seconds to go, and a foul on DGF.
Fouls on Steichen, that's his third personal. Checking in for the Rebels, number 30, Brandon Anderson.
Steichen has already picked up his third personal. And that is team foul number 6 on the Rebels. So an inbounds pass. They get it up to Carpenter. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. At the buzzer, good if it goes. It's in and out. And that brings us to halftime. Your score at the half. The East Grand Forks Green Wave 37 and the DGF Rebels 33. We'll add up some numbers, come back with your halftime report in a moment here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call, 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby?
Wally Wibbly.
Wiley's Wallabies.
Wallaby Wallies?
Wilby Wababy?
It's pronounced Wiley Wallaby.
Well, it's very good.
It's called Wiley Wallaby, and it's delicious.
All right, welcome back to the fort here at DGF High School in Glendon, Minnesota. So take a look at your Ratsos Pool Hall halftime stat reports. The Rebels 14 of 31 shooting in that first half, with 12 of the 31 attempts coming from behind the arc. They connected on 4 of them. They only had 1 free throw attempt, and they made it. 6 fouls and turned the ball over 4 times. So the Green Wave, 15 of 27. So that's spectacular shooting. That's over 50%. And you don't see that too frequently in the game of basketball from the floor. Only 9 of those shots from behind the arc, and they've connected on 3 of them. That's about 33% if I'm doing the math right. And then let's see, let's count them up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. Committed 3 fouls, is that right? Yep, it sure is. And turned the ball over a total of 7 times. Actually, I think it's 8, because I forgot to add that one at the very end there with about, matter of fact, a turnover on each side at the very end there. So 5 and 8. Instead of 4 and 7. So that's a look at your Ratsos Pool Hall halftime stats here as the Rebels are within 4 at the halftime mark. Rebels 10-2 under the guidance of head coach Mike Clark, and the East Grand Forks Green Wave 6-5 under the guidance of head coach Josh Perkowicz. Let's take a look at the individual numbers here as we bring it back to our live camera here. We'll start with the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Austin Rustling was 6. Clyde Anderson was 6. Rustling was also 2 of 2 from the free throw line in that first half. Drew Carpenter leads the way right now with 12. Cooper Smith follows closely behind with 8. And add 5 more for Caleb Zedlick. And Zedlick 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Cooper Smith 1 of 1 from the free throw line. And Austin Rustling 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Add those all up, that comes to 37. For the DGF Rebels, you got 9 for Drew Sheely with 3. He had 6 points and then hit a 3 late in that first half. Makai Liedau hit a corner 3 about midway through the first half. That's where he sits right now with 3 points. Owen Leach leading the way with 12 at the moment. Austin Anderson with 3, Brody Friend with 2, and 4 for Grant Anderson. So once again, your leaders are Drew Carpenter and Owen Leach both with 12 points for their respective teams. And 9 for Drew Sheely and 8 for Cooper Smith are your next two highest scorers there for their respective teams. Owen Leach, I went down to the scorers table just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I had him down for 1 rebound in that first half. And when I went down to the scorers table, that's what they said they had him down for as well. So my rebounds are accurate. I don't normally, I used to keep track of rebounds, but I kind of stopped doing that because it became a lot to do. But figured with him being so close that I could keep track of at least one player's rebounds. So Owen Leach with 1 rebound, he needs 16 rebounds to reach the 1,000 rebound mark. I don't think he's going to get it today with only 1 in the first half, so might have to wait for another game for him to reach that mark. But he's getting closer, and there's plenty of season left. He will definitely reach and exceed that 1,000 mark, no doubt about it. Like I said, Owen Leach with 12 points, so that puts him, let me do the mental math here, 67 points away from the school record of 2,308 points that was set by Drake Driscoll, who graduated from DGF High School in 2007. So once again, 67 to tie and 68 to take sole possession of that record. So in the game against Barnesville, he scored 31. Now, he doesn't always score 31, but I'd put him in the low 20s on average. So like maybe even the mid 20s. So if he averages 24 points a game, then he would be at that school record in 3 games from now. In theory, if he were to average 24 points a game, he would exceed the school record in 3 games from now. That's assuming that he scores 12 more points in the second half of this game to maintain that 24 points per game average. So if Owen Leach gets at least 12 more in the second half, then this game and 2 more games, and then he would take over the school record, currently held by Drake Driscoll at the mark of 2,308 points. Owen Leach came into this game with 2,229. Add 12 to that. Now he sits at 2,241. We're a couple minutes away from the start of the second half. We'll take another timeout. We'll bring you that second half in a moment. Your score here at halftime: the East Grand Forks Green Wave 37 and the Dilworth Linden Felton Rebels 33. Back in a couple minutes here on Magnitude Sports.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call, 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com. All right, welcome back. Halftime now coming to a conclusion here at the Fort and DGF High School in Glendon, Minnesota. It's a really nice night out, actually. I don't even need to wear a coat. It is 24 degrees under a cloudy sky right now here in Glendon, Minnesota, and like I said, to me, it kind of feels like it's in the low 30s. I mean, it's really nice outside. There's no wind at all. which is awesome, and that's what makes it feel really nice. But that's the end of my weather report. Let's put 18 minutes onto the clock here and get you ready for the second half. It's going to be Green Wave basketball to start half number 2. We had 2 ties and 4 lead changes in that first half. The last lead change happened at 17-15 in favor of the Green Wave.
Falls on Austin Anderson. That's his first personal.
Austin Anderson picks up his first, team's first of the second half. Green Wave in the white, DGF Rebels in the black if you're just joining us. And a nice spin move into the basket and scoring is Clyde Anderson. He has 8 points on the night now. 39-33 and a 6-point advantage here for the Green Wave. Like, once again, they took the lead at 17-15. They haven't given up that lead yet. Nice pass, Steichen for a 3. Rattles in.
Steichen for 3.
That's his first points of the night, and he pulls the Green Wave within a possession, 39-36. With the ball now is Drew Carpenter. Carpenter pushes it in the corner there for Anderson. Anderson looks inside, nice passing, baseline jumper for Carpenter, too strong. Will not go, and the rebound goes to Anderson. Anderson will bring it up court himself. Get it over to Sheely. Sheely nearly lost it. He has to dribble out to the corner to control it. Back up top. Now Steichen has it. He'll try for a 21-footer and hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Back-to-back threes. It's Carson Steichen 6 and the Green Wave 2 here in the second half, and we're tied at 39. Working into the high post, that's Zedlick, and now the 3 from Rustling is off the mark. And Leach will grab the rebound. That's rebound number 2 of the night, according to my numbers. Tied at 39 and looking for the lead, and he got it! Owen Leach with the rebound and the lead, and it's 42-39 in favor of the DGF Rebels. It's their first lead since the score was 13-12. Here's Anderson. Anderson spins into the corner. Cooper Smith back into Anderson. Anderson able to control it. Flips it out there for Carpenter. Carpenter to the corner. Quick pass up top there for Zedlick. Zedlick loses his dribble. Dishes it off for Smith. And now back up top there. That's Carpenter. He'll put in the deuce. Nice job. And nice passing there, as I think all 5 players touched the ball at least twice on that possession. If my eyes did not slow down fast enough. I train my eyes by going to like hockey games, and like when they put like a hockey puck into three Red Bull cans and then they swish them around, you have to guess which one it's in after 30 seconds. That's how I train my eyes. I'm about 9 for 10 on that game. Steichen missed everything on that one. Work it over to Smith, and now Anderson. High post, there's Zedlick back over to Anderson. Back to Zedlick. Zedlick looking around, wants some help. Lost one up top of the key for Smith. Back over to Zedlick. Zedlick pushes it into the corner there for Smith. Smith, Zedlick, and another nice pass, and he draws a foul.
Falls on Grant Anderson. That's his second personal.
Grant Anderson picking up his second, team second of the second half. A lot of seconds in there. 14 minutes and 13 seconds to go. And the free throw is missed. It's only the second missed free throw of the night for the Green Wave. The other one, Caleb Zedlick, went 1 for 2 on his only trip in the first half. And he'll make the second one.
Anderson gets it back.
That ties us at 42. Leach with it. I think that's Sheely. No, that's not Sheely. That's actually Austin Anderson. Here's Leach with the rebound and the bucket. That's 3 rebounds for Owen Leach. And puts him 14 shy of 1,000.
Brody Friend and Landon Johnson checking in for the Rebels.
13:45 to go. DGF with a 2-point lead. Green Wave fans chanting defense. And a whistle down low, and the foul is on the Green Wave.
Foul underneath on Clyde Anderson. That's his first personal.
And they'll loft it all the way into the backcourt there for Landon Johnson. We saw that plenty of times in the game against Barnesville. Some nice passing. Brody Friend, I believe, with the basket.
Brody Friend for 2.
Yep. Brody Friend with 2. 46-42. 4-point lead. I can't remember the last time they led by 4. That was Rustling with the basket. He has 8 points on the evening now. Back the other way, here's Landon Johnson. He's in a little bit of trouble, needs some help. Had it stripped away and they turn it over. Back the other way is Clyde Anderson. He'll take it to the hoop. Leave it a little bit short. Get his own rebound. Put it back up and in. Clyde Anderson with 5 points here in the second half. He has 11 total. And we're knotted up at 46. And they turn it over again. Or actually, it was a rebound on a missed shot, not a turnover. That's a long 2, doesn't go in, and the rebound snagged by Sheely. Up court quickly, nearly lost by Brody Friend. He'll pick it back up, though, get it to Owen Leach. Leach will try for a 3. It's off the front of the rim to the right side and out of bounds.
Landon Johnson checking in for the Green Wave.
12:07 and counting to go here in the second half. Still tied up at 46. Last time East Grand Forks had the lead, it was 17-15. They've only been able to tie so far here in the second half. Sheely scores.
Sheely with the drive for 2.
That's his first basket of the second half, pushes him into double digits, and it's a 48-46 lead for the DGF Rebels. And an offensive foul on the Green Wave. It's team foul number 2 of the second half.
Checking in for the Rebels, number 4,
Makai Liedall got a 3-pointer when he checked in last time in the first half. Now he's checking back into the game for the first time here in half number 2.
Let's go, defense! Come on!
11:30 to go. Friend tosses it for Leach. Leach goes to the hoop, and he draws the foul. He can't get the shot to go, but he will draw the foul. It is team foul number 3 on the Green Wave. Caden Vagnon, the senior, picks up his first for the Green Wave. Owen Leach to the free throw line for the second time tonight, and he hits. .16 on the night so far for Leach. Make it 17.
Leach gets a ball.
Quickly down the other end of the court, and it's turned over. The pass inside got tipped. Now Sheely has it. Sheely lost it, but Friends there to pick it up. Fires it inside for Landon Johnson. And a missed shot. I think there was an offensive board and then a steal, if I caught everything correctly. Some nice passing. Number 40. I actually don't have number 40 on my roster for East Grand Forks. It might be Carson McDonald. That's the only 40 I have from JV. If any East Grand Forks fans want to chime in on the chat, let me know who number 40 is. I believe it might be Carson McDonald, but I can't say that for sure.
Austin Anderson back in for the Rebels.
Three on the way. Good look, and he got it. That's Chase Lindgren with his first points of the night. On a deep three, good from about 20. And now DGF has their first lead in the second half at 50-49.
Brody Friend inside with a quick back.
Come on, defense, let's go.
And there's lead all. I think it was Brody Friend who got that last basket for DGF, and Sheely gets it for this one. 54-49.
Falls on Zedlin. That's his first personal.
Have Rebels slow to get up here. It looks like possibly Leadall. No, it's Leach actually. And he's up on his feet. Something tells me he'll come out, get a breather, and go right back in. Leach with 17 points and 3 boards, according to my unofficial numbers. And they'll lob it down court for Ben Lepard. Lepard one-on-one to the hoop, cannot get it to drop in. Rebound for Clyde Anderson. He'll bring it back for the Green Wave, and he'll spin at the high post, pump it out, rustling for 3, a little short. And the rebound comes down to Brody Friend, and the Rebels will battle their way out of the backcourt. Little floater, too strong off the hands there of Austin Anderson, and right back to the Green Wave. 8.5 to go here. We'll stop our clock for a couple seconds. They'll work it up top for the unidentified Green Wave player. Spin, and that one's left a little short. And I just got confirmation. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate it. I think Greg confirmed too, and Barbara confirmed, and Jessa confirmed that 40 is indeed Carson McDonald. Thank you, DGF fans, for helping me out with that one. He is now written in my book. He is a freshman for the Green Wave. And that one's up and in, so he goes 1 of 2 from the line. Here's Austin Anderson with it. Now Brody Friend looks inside, but it's through the fingertips of Stike and out of bounds on a turnover. Stops the clock with 7:52 to go. 54-50 the lead for the Rebels. Bringing it up court is Carpenter. Carpenter pushes it into the corner there for Clyde Anderson. And now up top for Rustling. Rustling into the paint. And a nice floater up and in for Austin Rustling. 11 points now for Austin Rustling. And he scored 5 of those 11 here in the second half on a turnover. Drew Carpenter picks up the loose ball, gets it up to Rustling, and Rustling gets it in. It's fouled. Both teams should have 4 fouls. Okay, now the fouls are accurate. Both are at 4 fouls. And we're tied at 54. Last time the game was tied, it was 46-46. And he will break the tie with the free throw. 55-54 in favor of the Green Wave. So Rustling now, he is 4 or 5 from the free throw line today. They get it into Grant Anderson. 4 points on the day so far. Pass there to Austin Anderson. Now a bounce pass for Sheely. Sheely to the baseline, spins, fades away, cannot get it to go. And the rebound comes down and quickly up court. Rustling has it again. And Rustling cannot get it to go. Sheely gets the rebound. And with 7 minutes to go, it's a 1-point basketball game. And a timeout or a whistle of some sort.
Come on, Rebel fans, let's make some noise!
We have a timeout on the floor. I'm not sure who took the timeout, but we'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Be right back.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby?
Wally Wibbly.
Wiley's Wallabies. Wallaby Wallies. Wilby Wobbaby.
It's pronounced Wiley Wallaby.
Well, it's very good.
It's called Wiley Wallaby, and it's delicious.
All right, welcome back to the Fort here at DGF High School in Glendon, Minnesota, where it's cloudy and a warm 24 degrees. Yes, you heard me say that right. And coming out of the timeout, it'll be DGF basketball, and they trail by 1 right now, 55-54, with 6:57 to go. We'll leave our clock sit there for a couple ticks. Well, lofted in for Sheely. He thought about it, got his defender to commit, rolls the hoop, cannot get it to go. Leach with the rebound and 1. And that stops the clock with 6:52 to go. That's the 4th rebound for Leach, according to my numbers. Puts him 13 shy of 1,000 rebounds. I don't think he's going to get it in this game unless something drastic happens here soon. Owen Leach. $58. No, let me adjust that. Should be 57. 57-55. Bounce pass, that is Rustling, and that one will not go. And the rebound squirts to a Rebel. I can't see which one. And what's the call? The ref on the left side, I didn't see him. I was looking at the other referee. It's a foul on somebody. It is a foul on the Green Wave. So that is Austin Rustling's 4th personal. A couple of Green Wave fans not in agreement with that call. Here's Leach with it. Maybe more than a couple. Leach scores. 59-55 in favor of the Rebels. As the Green Wave work it around. Now he'll drive baseline. Cut short, there was Anderson. He pops it back out, and a travel is called. It's a turnover, and the ball will go back to the Green Wave.
Daniel and Lindgren back in for the Green Wave.
Well, I'd say the 6 keys of the game that we brought to you in the pregame show have pretty much panned out exactly how I said they would. Right now, DGF with a 4-point lead. But this one could still go either way at either time. So if you're a Green Wave fan, no need to be worried yet. Unless that one would have went in. Then maybe there would have been a little bit of room for cause for concern. But nice move there by Clyde Anderson, and he scores. Clyde Anderson just took it all the way down the court. And now the Green Wave are within 2, and the Green Wave fans are cheering on their team. They're hoping their defense can come up with a turnover, and they do. And a chance to tie or potentially take the lead here on this possession. And did he travel? He did. Oh, my goodness. .501 to go here in the second. Friend into Leach. Inside 5 minutes to go now in a 2-point basketball game. Leach has it rolled off, and the Zedlik will get the rebound. Green Wave will bring it back. Tie or take the lead as they punch it back over to Carpenter. Carpenter being guarded closely there by the one guy who's not in my roster here. It's Tommy Rader, number 0, and Rader gets that rebound. So it remains a 2-point lead for DGF, and they got the ball. Rader pushes in the corner for Friend. Friend inside, it was tipped away there by Caden Vaniel as they tried to feed it in for Owen Leach. It'll be DGF Rebel toss in on the baseline.
Let's go, White, let's go. Come on.
And they'll get it into Rader. Near side here, Austin Anderson runs into a double team. Now Leach had it popped out of his hands. Anderson back, now Leach gets it back. Free throw line jumper up and in.
Leach for 2.
4-point lead with 4 minutes to go. 61-57 in favor of the Rebels. Here's Anderson. Anderson, open look, has the arc, and it bounces in and out. And a rebound to Austin Anderson. He'll hand it off to Leach. Leach will bring it up the near sideline. He'll dribble down towards the baseline, nearly lost the ball. Gives it up there for Austin Anderson. Anderson will drive into the paint, pop it out for Brody Friend, and he will not connect on that three-pointer. And the Green Wave will come away, and that's going to be a foul on Owen Leach. That is his second, I believe. Yes, it is.
On Leach, that's his second personal. Checking back in for the Rebels, number 2, Carson Steichen.
Okay, so there's one too many fouls for the Green Wave. Let's take one of those away. It's 6-5 and not 7-5. Okay, I got that adjusted now. And a nice pass down low to Austin Rustling. 2-point game, 3:17 and counting. Outside, back up top to Leach. Leach will look around, he'll back up and set up the offense. And a timeout taken by the Rebels. 3:06 to go here in the second half of, or maybe regulation. We'll see. We'll be back in a moment here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
Do something with your hair?
Come on, Rebel fans, we got a dandy going here. Let's make some noise!
All right, welcome back. 3:06 to go here in the second as they blast Backstreet Boys through the gym speakers here. I thought it was a different song at first, and then I don't see anybody singing along to this one as I look over to the student section. They're sort of into it. Not really, though. 2-point game, 61-59, 3:06 to go. Into the backcourt, it is Steichen with the basketball. Steichen will bring it up. Fired over to Sheely. Sheely over to Leach. Leach being guarded closely there by Vanyo. Leach goes up against a double team and left it a little short. And he will have the ball stripped away from him on the attempt to grab it and shoot it. And he will draw a foul and he'll go to the free throw line. DGF now in the bonus. That is the second personal on Caden Vanyo. And he missed that one. That's the first free throw he's missed tonight. He was 4-4 prior to that miss. And he'll make it. Makes it a 3-point game. Time closing out. Into the corner. That's Carpenter. Or no, that's Smith, excuse me. Out of bounds, and it goes to DGF. Well, this is a big possession here for the Rebels and an even bigger possession defensively for the Green Wave. If DGF does score here, it doesn't mean it's the end of the game, but it's certainly going to be a little bit tougher now. Brody Friend, after the missed shot by Leach, scores the basket to put DGF up by 5. 64-59 with 2:23 to go. And we'll keep it here for this timeout. Want to thank our sponsors once again for bringing you DGF Rebel basketball, including DGF High School, Tommy's Express Car Wash, Budget Blinds, Stein Seed, Goldmark Commercial Real Estate, Doolittle's Wood Fire Grill, along with KLN Family Brands. And our friends at Ratzel's Pool Hall in Barnesville graciously hosting a watch party for this game, and it's a good game to put on, that's for sure. Play The Race Is On. George Jones, I believe, is the one who sings that one. George somebody. I know it's not George Strait. I think it's George Jones. I'd have to Google it. 64-59 with 2:21 to go, or 2:23 to go, I should say. If I can get back to my buttons quick enough here to start it. There is the tie game. No, not a tie game. I forgot. DGF scored on that last possession. And now we have another timeout. 2:14 to go here. 64-62. And let's see here. If I can catch the board. I did not see who scored that one, but we'll keep. Actually, we're going to take a timeout because this song, if it does sneak in, it'll be a worldwide ban, so I don't want to do that. We'll be back in a few seconds.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
All right, welcome back. 2:14 to go. 64-62. DGF with 5 fouls. They have 2 to give before the Green Wave get into the bonus. Here's Leach. He lost it. And a loose ball, and it's snagged by Rustling. And the Green Wave will control it. Push it up court quickly. Spinning is Clyde Anderson. And a whistle. And it's a foul on DGF. That's foul number 6. They have 1 more to give here before the Green Wave get into the bonus. Austin Anderson picking up his 2nd personal, team 6. And to the free throw line is Clyde Anderson. First one's in and out. Second one is good. A 1-point game and a full court press by the Green Wave, and the Green Wave fans chanting defense. And a timeout called by, I think, DGF. Oh no, there's a foul, I guess. So that's going to send DGF to the free throw line.
Fouls on Clyde Anderson. That's his 2nd personal. Steichen to the line for the bonus.
So Carson Steichen to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He has to make one to get one. The front half of a 1-and-1 bonus with his team leading by a digit. Now 2, he'll get a 2nd attempt. Steichen with 7 points tonight now with a chance to possibly get 8 if he can connect on this next one. And if he does, it'd be a 3-point game. And it will roll off. He will miss it. 1:50 to go. They'll work it into the high post there for Zedlik. And now back to Anderson. And Zedlik has it. Outside, Lindgren had it. DGF Rebels doing a nice job of getting their defenders on, so I can't see who has the ball. And it's another foul on the Green Wave. That's team foul number 9 here in the second half. We'll march down for free throws. Sawyer Brown, yeah. Well, I think 2 people sing that song. I think the original artist was George somebody. But yeah, you are right. Sawyer Brown did record that song as well. But there's 2 people who recorded that song. So maybe he was the one who played. Free throw up and in. At the line is Grant Anderson, I think. It's 20-something. It's actually Brody Friend who is at the free throw line. He makes both. Makes it 67-63. Here's Zedlik, and 2 passes later into that far corner, and they went back to Zedlik, and they'll go out of bounds, and that will be a turnover, and the ball goes back to the Rebels. 1:09 to go. Once again, the shot clock on your screen, and we're just practicing for when it goes into effect next year. It's not actually being used in this game. So just an FYI as we get into the final minute here. Anderson gives it up for Steichen, now Leach. Inside a minute to go, 55 and counting. A foul will send DGF to the free throw line. Here's Leach. Green Wave down 4. They need to do something here quickly. 40 seconds to go. If it was this time next year, it would be a shot clock violation by now. Keep that in mind. Or, okay, so they weren't using the shot clock. I'm pretty sure, but the shot clock horn went off right just then. Pretty sure that clock's been stuck at 35 the entire night. .28 seconds to go. The Green Wave have to hurry. They're down by 4. They need a 2-point basket, or 3 if they get a good look at it. And they got it! And a timeout. Carson McDonald, the freshman, pulls his team within 1, 67-66 with 19 seconds to go. We'll take a quick timeout. The conclusion maybe coming up next here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby?
Wally Wibbly.
Wiley's Wallabies. Wallaby Wallies? Wilby Wobbaby?
It's pronounced Wiley Wallaby.
Well, it's very good.
It's called Wiley Wallaby, and it's delicious.
All right, timeout on the floor. Let's take a look at the numbers up to this point in the game with 19 seconds to go. 67-66. And a big three-pointer by the freshman Carson McDonald has pulled the Green Wave within 1. It'll be DGF ball coming out of the timeout. We'll see what kind of defense the Green Wave can put on the court here, as we'll bring it back to our live camera. Once again, 19 seconds to go. The DGF Rebels have 1 foul to give before East Grand Forks gets into the bonus. And they're going to have to foul Leach here. And they will. 15 seconds to go. So this is not actually a bad thing, because if Leach hits both, it's a 3-point game and you need a 3 to tie. If he hits 1 of 2, then the pressure's off on the 3-pointer. You just need at minimum a 2-point basket. Unless you get a good look at a 3, you can possibly come back and win it. The key here for Owen Leach is to make both of the free throws. And he's made half of that progress so far. This is a big, big free throw here. He will rattle it in, and we have a timeout. So with 15 seconds to go, the East Grand Forks Green Wave will have the ball with a chance to tie. You know, another thing that they could keep in mind is maybe get it down into the post, or maybe get like something around the high post and drive into the lane. See if they can draw a foul on DGF, because if they can, that would put East Grand Forks into the 1-and-1 bonus. Let's take a look at what the Green Wave are planning to do here. All right, so the Green Wave will have to go the length of the court in 15 seconds. They need 3 points. A 3-point, and DGF, the key thing here is to not foul. Bringing it up court, there's McDonald, and a whistle, and a timeout, East Grand Forks. So we'll keep it here. 11 seconds to go as McDonald brought it over the half-court line, and immediately Josh Perkowitz called timeout for the Green Wave. So let's see if we can't do some lip syncing here and see what they might come up with for a plan. Once again, we'll keep it here for the conclusion. We'll keep our hands close on the microphones to keep out the copyrighted music here. But, man, this could be an interesting finish here. want to say thanks to username Smiley3 something. He says he's enjoying the broadcast. Glad that you are enjoying the broadcast here. Well, I got a moment. Let's just figure it out. Smiley3303. I knew there was a couple threes and a 0 in there. It's a 3-point game. And the final 11 seconds.
Rebel fans, let's make some noise!
Clyde Anderson will have the inbounds pass. He'll get it into Carpenter. 10 seconds to go. Carpenter has it. Up top there, Zedlick. Back to Carpenter. Carpenter stops at the top of the key. And the 3 is up at the buzzer. And it's off the back iron. And the Rebels will hang on and win. 69-66 is your final score. And a tough loss here for the Green Wave. Tough back-to-back losses. They lost by 3 in their last game, and they lose by 3 in this game here today. And they fall to 500 on the season. But like I told you in the pregame show, when we came into this, DGF was 10-2, and East Grand Forks was 6-5. And anybody who thought that, looking at those records, that DGF would have an easy walk in the park, and I immediately said, totally not the case tonight. I think the final score, and if you watched the game, which I'm sure most of you did, proved my point from the pregame analysis that I provided for you earlier today. So 69-66, your final score in favor of the DGF Rebels. We're going to add up some numbers. Don't go anywhere. We'll add up some numbers. We'll come back with your post-game show, and we'll wrap this thing up here from the Fort in Glendon on Magnitude Sports in just a couple of minutes. Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call, 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein and List E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein and List E3 soybeans have yield.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
All right, welcome back here to the fort here at DGF High School as a great game tonight, and the East Grand Forks Green Wave come down here. And we said in the pregame show that if there was a team that could hand the Rebels their first loss at home, that the Green Wave were one of two opponents on the remaining schedule who could do it. They came up just a little bit short tonight in a fantastic game. They had the final shot. All it had to do was go in, and we'd still be playing basketball right now, but went off the back iron just a little bit strong. And, you could look at all sorts of stat categories in this game, and you cannot pin this loss on the person who took the final shot, because there were so many other missed shots from the start of the game. If any one of them would have went in, overtime, a 1-point loss, a 1-point win, a 3-point win, a 2-point win, you just don't know. So you can't. It's always tough for the player who takes that shot that is either for the win or the tie, but he's got to shake it off and just know that they left it all out on the court here tonight, and they just came up that much short. So man, but what a ball game this was. Let's start and take a look at this here. Let's see here. It was 50-75. Okay, I think I may have missed a couple ties and lead changes, but I'll go through the ones that I do have here. So it was a 2-2 tie after 0-0. East Grand Forks took the lead at 4-2. They hung on to that lead until the Rebels took the lead at 13-12. And then East Grand Forks would take the lead back at 15-13. The Rebels would tie it up at 15. Green Wave take the lead at 17-15. That would be the final lead change up until the second half. We would go to halftime. We'd go into the second half. The Green Wave would hang on to that lead until the DGF Rebels tied it up at 39. And then as I look ahead here, that was, it would be a while again before the Green Wave took the lead back. After the 39-39 tie, DGF took the lead on a three-pointer at 42-39. And then the Green Wave would respond with a three-pointer of their own to tie it at 42. Rebels take the lead at 44-42. They'd hang on to it until the Green Wave tied it at 46. Rebels would take the lead at 48-46. Green Wave would come back and, let's see here. I think I wrote that down wrong here. Nope, I didn't. They took the lead on a couple possessions later at 50-49. And then DGF took the lead back at 52-49. Then we were tied at 54. East Grand Forks took the lead at 55-54. And then DGF tied it, and then East Grand Forks took the lead at 57-55. That was the last one I wrote down. I don't remember if there was any lead changes after that. Normally, I'm really good at keeping track of that, but I think I may have forgotten to write one down after the Green Wave took 57-55. Obviously, I did forget to write one down, because if that would have been the final lead change, the Green Wave would be the winners and not DGF. So I did miss at least one lead change, and it probably was the final lead change of the game. So, hey, that one mistake isn't too bad. So I added up the individual scores. I didn't make any mistakes there. So let's go. Speaking of the individual scores, let's go over those scores right now. We'll start with the DGF Rebels. 4 for Grant Anderson, 3 for Austin Anderson, 3 for Mackay Liedall. He got that 3 on a three-pointer early in the, about maybe midway through the first half. 7 for Carson Steichen, 13 apiece for Brody Friend and Drew Sheely. And they were led tonight by Owen Leach, who had 26 points, and I had him down for 4 rebounds. So if that 4 rebound count that I have is accurate, then he would be 13 shy of 1,000 boards. He'll probably get that in either the next game or the game after that, probably for sure. Maybe. I thought he was going to have a lot more than 4 tonight. I thought that if he had a really good game, that he had a good shot at getting really close to the 17. I didn't think he was going to get 17 tonight, but I was thinking he'd probably pull in 10, 11, or 12. But like I said, he was held to 1 rebound in the first half. He collected 3 more, according to my counts, in the second half. So if my 4 rebounds is correct, he's 13 shy of 1,000. That's your unofficial number on Owen Leach's rebound chase. So for the East Grand Forks Green Wave, Carson McDonald had a 3-pointer, and it was a big 3-pointer too, as it pulled the Green Wave within a point at that point in the game. 5 points for Caleb Zedlick. He scored all 5 of those in the first half, unless I missed something. Cooper Smith with 8. 14 for Drew Carpenter. 3 for Chase Lindgren. He got that 3 early in the second half. 14 for Clyde Anderson. Clyde Anderson and Austin Rustling had even first halves and second halves. I would have to say I don't have to say they are 2 of your 3 leaders. So Clyde Anderson with 14, Austin Rustling with 19 points. So your 3 top scorers for the Green Wave, Rustling with 19, and then 14 apiece for Clyde Anderson and Drew Carpenter. Your 3 leaders for DGF, 26 for Owen Leach, 13 apiece for Brody Friend and Drew Sheely. And those are your leading scorers. It was 37-33 in favor of the East Grand Forks Green Wave at halftime. And then in the second half, see if I can do the mental. I forgot to add this one up. In the second half, DGF outscored East Grand Forks 36-29 to pick up a 69-66 victory here over the Green Wave on their home court. So a fantastic game tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at those final team numbers. 26 of 55 shooting. 19 of those 55 attempts coming from behind the arc. They connected on 7 of them. 10 of 12 from the free throw line, which is excellent. 12 fouls, 12 turnovers, and then for the Green Wave, 26 of 48 shooting, with 15 of those 48 attempts coming from three-point land. They connected on 6 of them tonight. 8 of 11, which is also pretty good from the free throw line. And then 12 fouls and 13 turnovers in the game. So turnover is not really a big story in this game, as they were pretty much even for both teams. So when the turnovers are even, you could almost say that there were 0 turnovers in the game. You could almost say that. But so turnovers not playing a huge factor in this one here. You look at the free throws, 8 of 11. That means they missed 3. If they would have went 11 for 11, we'd be in overtime right now. Then again, if DGF would have went 7 of 12, we'd be in overtime right now. So like I said, right as we came into the post-game show, there are so many categories that you could look at and say, if that shot wouldn't have gone or if that shot would have gone, it'd be a whole different story right now. So the guy who takes the final shot, yeah, it's a bummer, because he's probably the one that everybody remembers who had the ball, but you can't put it on him. It's a team game. And everybody missed at least one shot tonight. And if one of those shots would have went in, who knows what the outcome may have been. So there you go. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the broadcast. Your final score one more time, the DGF Rebels 69 and the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's coming up here on Magnitude Sports. You can follow us on our social media accounts, the Big Four. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can go to our website, magnitudesn.com. And when you go to magnitudesn.com, click on the schedule button. You can come to this screen right here, and you'll see that we have a big day for you tomorrow. We have 4 basketball games, 3 on the girls' side, 1 on the boys' side. Chris will be on the call for Barnesville and Crookston. I will be here for DGF versus Barnesville. And then, excuse me. And then the Kindred Vikings and the Wyoming-Lidgewood Warbirds on the girls' side in North Dakota. Josh and Nick will have the call on that one. And then the Perham Yellow Jackets will have a date with the Frazee Hornets. Jason and Lance will be on the call for that game. And so it's a big day tomorrow for you here on Magnitude Sports. If any or all of those games interest you, they'll all tip off at approximately 7:30 with the pre-games to hit the air, probably somewhere between probably 7 o'clock for the Perham one and maybe 7:15 for the other three. I would speculate anyway. And then January 26th, it's a little bit easier day. You go from 1 game today to 4 games Tuesday, a day off, and then 1 game on Thursday, which in my humble opinion is like a day off, but it's going to be a big one. Barnesville and Perham. That should be a fun one. That's going to probably equal the funness of the game you saw here tonight between the Rebels and the Green Wave. And then we get back to the wrestling mat on Friday before we wrap up the week as Perham and Frazee go at it. And then Barnesville and Breckenridge in girls basketball. That should be a fun one. And then the DGF Rebels, we'll see them to wrap up the week as they take on in a girls and boys doubleheader against the Kindred Vikings from North Dakota. That should be a fun one, both the girls and the boys side, in my humble opinion, and I encourage you to tune in. If you're a fan of just basketball in general, then feel free to tune into that game on Saturday. That doubleheader on Saturday should be a fun one. You can dig deeper into that schedule by going to our website once again at magnitudesn.com. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, give us a follow on our Twitter and our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and all that good stuff there. So thank you so much once again. For Janice on camera, my name is Mike Mason. Your final score one more time: the DGF Rebels 69 and East Grand Forks Green Wave 66. The pleasure's been all mine. Have a great night.
Seating has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and visit our website at magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.